Okay, I wanted to make a quick video here showing how I clean up placer gold that I get. Um, a lot of gold is, when it comes out of the ground, obviously it's got uh, dirt and grime on it, but it's really not that dirty. Um, some gold you dig up, it's got caliche on it, or it's got, maybe a host rock or quartz that you want to get rid of. And cleaning that would be a little different process than what I'm going to show today. But one thing I see out there, like on Facebook or wherever, is I'll see people when they ask how to clean gold. What a lot of guys recommend will be really uh, what I would consider overkill for a lot of gold. Yeah, if you're like really wanting to remove rock or quartz, then that's a different thing. But uh, a lot of gold you dig up, you don't need to use harsh chemicals or anything like that. You can use really basic stuff like I'm going to show in this video and polish up your gold. So you can have a nugget like this one in the left, and then which is uncleaned, and then the one on the right, which I polished up, and you can see pretty significant difference, and we'll see that again at the end of this video. So what I've got here is an ounce of gold from Siskiyou County, California, and I'm going to split it into two halves, like a half ounce in each pile, and I'm going to clean half of it and leave the other half as it is. And at the end of the video, we'll be able to kind of compare the two and see what it looks like. So here's what we're going to be working with. Yeah, you can see it's not that much. This is a waterproof match holder. I like these. I use them when I'm metal detecting anyway to carry nuggets that I find, so I've got a whole bunch of these. But any kind of waterproof container that seals is good. And then some distilled white vinegar that you buy at the grocery store. A couple of bucks for a bottle. And same with a big thing of salt. Costs you a couple bucks. So the match container is great if that's all you've got. But I'm going to show you what I use now, which is a rock tumbler. This is a barrel for my rock tumbler, and it's going to be the same effect. It's just the lazy man version basically. So instead of putting everything in the container that I shake with the salt and the vinegar, I am going to put my gold into the barrel of the rock tumbler and basically let it do the work for me. So now we're going to add the vinegar and the salt into the barrel, and there's really no measurement for this. It just depends how much gold you've got in the barrel. What really matters is the consistency, because um, what the salt does is it acts kind of like an abrasive. So you need enough salt in there that it actually kind of grinds the nuggets a little bit, and it doesn't really affect the gold of the nugget as much as it like works its way into the grooves and knocks loose dirt and grime. So if you look in the barrel, you can see there I've got plenty of liquid. You need the liquid to keep everything loose in the tumbler, but there's still plenty of salt in there. It's not dissolved. There's actually going to be a layer of salt, and as it's tumbling, um, there's going to be salt granules in there rolling around with the nuggets. And then you just seal it up, and we're going to put it on the tumbler. And again, if you don't have a rock tumbler, that's okay. I mean, you can do this yourself in any container. It's just that instead of letting the tumbler do the action, you'll have to shake it yourself. And obviously that takes more effort, but same process. All right, so we've got the tumbler going. Uh, Salt, vinegar, and gold nuggets are all in there rolling around. And this really doesn't take very long. Um, it depends on the nuggets you put in there, how dirty they are. But, generally 20 or 30 minutes will do the trick. But if you put in some really dirty gold, it might take longer. So just check it every so often and stop when you're ready. So I let this batch go for like maybe 20 minutes is all I ran this. And now I'm going to open up the drum and look at what's inside. And, looks about the same. All you'll see is that there's some of that, where the vinegar was clear before. Now it's got a dirtier look because it knocked a whole bunch of dirt off of the nuggets. So now you just rinse everything really good, and all that is to, you want to dissolve all the salt in there, so you're not dealing with the granules of salt. Just rinse water in it over and over, and then eventually you'll just have nothing but water and gold in the bottom of your drum. So here's our finished product. Poured it out on a paper towel, obviously, and just let it dry out. And here we've got the cleaned gold on the right and the uncleaned on the left. So you can see it's not like a drastic change, but it's definitely brighter, and maybe not as obvious on film here as it is in person. But it looks a lot nicer, but at the same time it doesn't have that like really over processed look. Like sometimes you see a nugget and I can just tell like that thing has been polished and worked and kind of overdone to where it almost takes away the natural look. So this is still nice, clean, natural gold. We've just taken off the dirt and the grime that was on it before from when we dug it out of the ground. And I wanted to reiterate one last time that you don't need a rock tumbler. I didn't have a rock tumbler for years, and I would just use this exact match holder that you're looking at, the little orange vessel. So you don't need a rock tumbler. Just one tip, that if you're shaking it yourself, rather than sitting there and shaking it for 30 minutes, it can be beneficial to just give it a shake. Say shake it for a minute, and then take a break, let it sit there a while, come back an hour later, shake it again, and that works just fine. And probably sitting there just letting it soak also helps a little bit to break up some of the dirt on the nuggets. So either way, you're accomplishing the same result. So hopefully this was helpful. There are definitely a lot more ways you can clean gold, and there's a lot of maybe more effective ways to clean gold if you have something that's really dirty, or again it's got rock or caliche on it that you're trying to get rid of. But for really simple jobs where you're just trying to brighten up your gold nuggets a little bit, this is pretty hard to beat, because you don't have to use any chemicals, you don't have to have any protective equipment. It's just simple, quick, and easy.